What's going on, Gabriel?
What's going on, man? Hey, buddy.
All right, so tell everyone who you are and what you're all about.
Yo, my name is Gabriel Avrett. I'm a woods racer and musician, and I love to influence people to ride dirt bikes.
So you were born and raised in North Georgia. What was it like growing up here? How did dirt bikes become part of your life?
North Georgia was interesting. I actually owned a dirt bike, a Honda 70, when I moved to North Georgia, and moved so far from my friends, not too far, but at that age, 40 minutes. Can't walk 40 minutes. So kind of got bored with my 70, had no one to ride with, and actually sold it for a guitar and stopped playing guitar by high school and sold the guitar for a bag of and that's basically how Gainesville was. Didn't do a lot in Gainesville. I went to high school. I was heavy in skateboarding pretty much that whole time. Didn't really think about dirt bikes. But North Georgia was pretty lame growing up, and now I love it because I'm away from all the traffic, and it's pretty nice now in Gainesville. So I dig it now.
So during your riding career and just riding motorcycles in general, at what point did you realize I might actually be good at this?
When I started riding dirt bikes, nothing made me feel like I was going to be good at it. I could barely, when I started back, because I rode growing up, but I didn't have a clutch. So when I started back, maybe 4 years ago, I had to learn the clutch and how it worked. And I could barely get the bike to roll. And I dailied my bike. I had a KLX. It was a 2021 KLX 230, and I dailied it. Didn't have a truck at the time. I rode that thing to hell and back. It was sick. And about a year into riding, I did my first race. We call that race the Dust Bowl. It was in Rome, Georgia, and it was with Sorks. And I raced open beginner, and it was absolutely dry, dust everywhere. You could not see 20 yards ahead of you. It was insane. I did one lap, and I got to the end of my lap, and I was about throwing up, and I was like, I can't finish. I was about to call it, and somebody was like, if you finish this, you'll do way better than you think. I got 6th place on my first race in open beginner, which those of y'all that don't know, if you get top 5, you go home with a trophy, and that's pretty much the goal. So I was like, man, if I keep coming back, I think I can get a trophy. I really didn't think that I'm super good at this. I'm going to keep doing this. I just had a lot of fun doing it, and that's why I wanted to keep doing it.
So that being said, was there a race that changed everything for you?
Was there a race that changed everything for me? Yes, there was. It was Sparta. I believe it was 2024, Sparta, Georgia, which was a big race for me because my family has a farm in Sparta, Georgia. So I invited a bunch of friends. We stayed at the farm the night before, like 2 nights before, and kind of just partied it up all weekend. I had buddies that were racing for the first time with me. It was a big deal. I was super excited. Got out there and got the first hole shot. So I'm stoked. Everything is like perfect right now. 10 minutes goes by, maybe not even 10 minutes, smack a tree and get a severe concussion. And that woke me up, ironically, because it put me to sleep. But I was able to see how serious things can get, how quickly they can get serious.
So what keeps you, what keeps bringing you back?
I say the friendships, man, the relationships you make in racing are the reason you go back. You got to really love it, right? Because when you're out there, it's secondhand fun. Or whatever, type 2 fun is what they call it. You go out there, you're pretty much miserable. It's fun leading up to the race, but then when you get out there on the trail, sometimes you're just cussing your ass. You're just cussing your life away, and you're pissed, and you don't want to be there. And you're like, why did I do this? But then afterwards, you get this feeling, and it's like, I guess you could compare it to like working out. Those of you that like the gym, I never really liked the gym, and dirt bikes kind of gives me that endorphin rush that I think we look for if you were an adrenaline junkie like myself.
So, what's something that people don't realize about racing at your level?
People don't realize how of a physically demanding sport racing dirt bikes is cross country. I mean, any type of racing is physically demanding, but woods racing is just a different beast. You're out there for 2 hours long, riding at a fast pace, this close to trees, one bad decision away from a career-ending fall. It's pretty gnarly, and a lot of people think you're just sitting down for 2 hours, and it can't be that exhausting. But go out there and do a lap, and you'll understand.
So, what's your pre-race routine? Do you have any superstitions?
No superstitions. When it comes to racing, before the race, I kind of like to pack ahead of time. So throughout the week, if I know I got a race on a Sunday, I'll start getting stuff together throughout the week. If I know I got a practice day, I won't wash my bike yet, but I'll go ahead and plan what day I'm going to practice. And then I'll go ahead and plan bike prep around that day. And then I'll just slowly start cleaning, organizing all my stuff. That way, when I'm out there, I didn't forget anything. It's really easy to do that. And I just don't like to last minute stress. But I like to go a day before the race. That way I'm settled in at the race if I can be. And so I don't have to like wake up and drive 3 hours to go race and then race for 2 hours and then drive home. You know, when you're not racing for a factory team, you actually do have to drive yourself to the race.
So you race and you work in the motorcycle industry, and you create content. How do all those three worlds feed off of each other?
Racing, dirt bike content, and working in the motorcycle industry play a huge role with each other. Obviously, you know, being able to work in the industry means that I got connections to afford this expensive hobby. And my content goes hand in hand with that. You know, I'm able to have, you know, things that people want and makes my content appealing. But also helps my riding, helps me be able to afford to go riding, helps me be able to afford the equipment I need to be able to record content. And it all just plays a huge, you know, if I'm not riding dirt bikes, I'm at work talking about dirt bikes. And if I'm not riding dirt bikes or at work, I'm probably editing content of me riding dirt bikes. I love dirt bikes. And like, if I'm not doing any of those things, I'm making music, you know, to get my mind off of it. So I have kind of an outlet each way I look at it. I love being able to feel my passion off of work. And then I like talking about dirt bikes for money. So it makes sense.
Your social media has grown a lot in the past couple of years. And was that something you planned, or did it just happen naturally?
Obviously, I put effort into making some content that people would like, but I didn't plan on getting as many views as I got. Previously, coming from just being a musician, you had to work pretty hard to get people to stick around for your music, in which I was pretty successful doing that. But it wasn't too long after I first started making dirt bike content, I was getting millions and millions of views on videos on Instagram. And I had one video that hit like 40-something million views alone. And that kind of just put me in the correct algorithm. So now when I think of something creative and post it, I can pretty much count on it doing good. And it's pretty awesome, man. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I definitely wanted it to happen. So I think I kind of manifested it. And I don't want to stop. I want to keep the ball rolling.
What's one misconception people have about being a motorcycle influencer?
To be a motorcycle influencer, you don't have to be the fastest person at these races. You don't have to have the bike everybody wants necessarily. You just have to have the confidence. You have to have good quality videos and just be creative. Be yourself. You know, a lot of people can relate to the person without the most skill more than they can relate to the person that's just hauling butt that's super impressive. You know what I mean? So I think you can touch a lot more people in the entry level, and that's kind of what I did getting into the sport, just kind of letting other people know that they can do it too. and stop focusing on being the best and just focus on, presenting yourself some way that could inspire some other people.
You're so tell me a little bit about your hat and Hey Buddy. Has it become your trademark? And I guess how did that start? And did you ever think it becomes something people recognize you for?
So when I first started racing, I've always been a pretty polite person, I would say, just the way I was raised. I'm always please, thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, this, that, and the third, right? So when I'm out on these courses for my first season, I'm always telling people, excuse me, I'm sorry. When I have to pass them, I got trail manners, which is funny, but I've actually been told I thank you by parents and stuff come up to me after these races, thank you for being so nice, which is pretty awesome. And when I'm coming up on people, I noticed that it was a race last season. It was the first race of the season. And Hey Buddy was not a thing for me. I didn't even think about it. But as I was going through my vlog of the race, I said it. I shit you not. I have a video that shows how many times I said this, but 50 plus times in the span of 2 hours, maybe even more times than that. So I'm you know what? Hey Buddy is my slogan now. If I'm coming up behind somebody, I'm yelling, hey buddy, instead of screaming, F you, trying to make a pass. And I put it on the bike, and the kids love it. People love it. People started coming up to me oh, you're the Hey Buddy guy. And I get it all the time. So this was actually gifted to me by a buddy of mine named Chris for my birthday this year. Turning 30 years old, man. This is probably the coolest thing I got for my birthday. I love it, man.
So what's your biggest goal for the next couple of seasons?
My biggest goal for the next couple of race seasons is to just get better. I'm 30 right now. I'm coming up on my third season of racing. I just won a championship in C class this past season. I'm moving to B class this year, and my goal is to keep up with these B guys and be able to maybe try my best to win a championship again in 4-stroke B.
Is there one race that's on your bucket list?
Really? I did the biggest race on my bucket list this year. Actually, I did snowshoe, hence the jacket. And I don't really have another race I'm dying to go to. I'm just trying to make it to all of the races this season for my local series, Sorks, and maybe hit some more GNCC races. Not necessarily one of them is more important to me than the other, but maybe some national enduros here and there. I also, August 11th, I race NRA, which is a qualifying race that I qualified for in the last race of the season with Sorks. And I'll be going out to Indiana. So I'd say that's on my bucket list to do good at this national race. That'd be sick.
So now that you're 30, what would success look like in the next 5 years from now?
Now that I'm 30, yeah, because I was supposed to be a millionaire by now. Actually 21 I was, so we pushed that out a little bit. Keep having fun, stay healthy. Being able to ride dirt bikes is my goal. Probably have a mobile camper, something I can travel and be able to make money on the road, traveling to races out west, up north, and all around the United States, man. Hopefully maybe even out the country or something. That'd be sick.
So that being said, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's thinking about getting into woods racing?
If you're thinking about getting into woods racing, be humble. Don't put high expectations on yourself. Do your best to have fun while you're out there. It might not be during the race, but afterwards and before, just have fun. Focus on finishing. Don't focus on winning. And if you like it, you'll either get better really fast or you just won't come back.
And where can everyone follow you?
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Gabriel Avrett.